Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first time, welcome to my channel. Today we're diving into this pattern, this 1940s dewberry pattern. I've been looking at it and it's going to be different than the 30s, way different. There's just lots of things to cover, different things that I didn't experience with the 30s. It's all just weird. Let's just dive in and let's get going. Okay, when I first examined the pattern, I noticed that there is a section up here with a bunch of holes all over the pattern pieces. And the holes indicate certain things. So marks used here, if it's 2 big holes, that means that's the straight of the grain. 3 holes means it's the fold. And then there's 2 other holes and they said other instructions. Good. So you have to cross-reference what different holes are. It's just like, marking would be so much easier. I'm not sure why they did this. Like, why would we have an unmarked pattern? Why would you go from marked to unmarked? I'm just interested to see if anybody knows. Let me know why they did unmarked patterns. Maybe it's cheaper because remember there was a price difference between the 30s and the 40s. So maybe if people wanted to buy a cheaper pattern, they could use this route. Anyway, so I took the liberty and I ironed out my pieces. They didn't iron well, but I think it's because they've been jammed in an envelope for like, I don't know, 80 years. Here's what it looks like. It's hard to see on a white background, so I don't really have anything dark. Okay, so for purposes of looking at this pattern, because there is no markings on it, I'm going to put it on a black background just so that we can see it better. Here we go. So this is pattern piece number C. It corresponds, I think this is the back bodice. Let's see. C, back bodice. And I just know that from the shape. So we've got straight of the grain is here. Maybe. Yes, so this is the straight of the grain. Oh, there's a gather in the back? Oh, well, I didn't know that. Oh, that's the buttons. There's no gather in the back. Okay, so this is where the buttons go. But what are these? Oh, man. There's like nothing on here that indicates anything. Let's look back at the instructions. This is where the buttons maybe go. Yeah, because this is the facing. So this is self-face. And these are where the buttons go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Figured it out. So that's C. So C corresponds with the center back. This is the side, or the side front. Again, we have straight of the grain. This is the waistline, yes. Okay, notches. This is probably something. Oh, this is indicating that it's a bigger seam under the arm, which I don't really understand why. 3/4 inch at underarm and then 1/2 inch everywhere else. And this is the skirt. And again, this is indicating the fold. So the skirt is on the fold in the back. And I think this is where snaps come in. So there's another placket. Oh, another placket. And then I guess more matching. This is the front skirt. Again on the fold. What's this? H. Oh, there's different lengths. So this is a shorter skirt. I was looking at them like, how do these match? I'm going to do the shorter one. Here's the other shorter one. So they're both on the fold. And they have snaps in the back where a placket is. And now we've got the sleeve. The sleeve was very interesting for me. Mainly because I'm wondering what all those dots up there are for. Seems weird to have so many holes at the sleeve cap. I thought they might be gathers because there's here to here is gathered here. Or is it here? I know there's gathering on the sides, but I wasn't sure what that was. And this is darts. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 darts. So here's the 2 legs and here's the dart point. I've never in my life done darts at a sleeve cap. Never. I've gathered, never done darts. So this should be interesting. Why don't they just gather? And then I've got a detachable collar here. I think this is the grain again. And then this is probably where you attach it to the front because it goes like that. It's like a cute little Peter Pan collar. And then we have one more. I think this is the lower skirt, which is, again, in modern patterns today would have just one skirt pattern and then it would indicate the length, which is what I thought there would be. And also, what else is weird on the pattern, notice there's a short sleeve here and a long sleeve indication, but I only have one sleeve. There's an indication here, dots right along this side. This indicates that it's a short sleeve. So this is your short sleeve indicator. So why did they do it on the sleeve, but not on the skirt? I would have just done it on the skirt too, and then you just save pattern pieces. Let's see here. I guess it comes out more. So it is more of a, like a circle skirt here than it is here. But it is interesting because it doesn't really show how it hangs. It's like she's jumping or something. You can't tell from the picture. All right, so as I indicated, I chose probably the worst fabric for this pattern. I loved it. It just called my name. It's like, yay, it's plaid and it's pretty, and now I have to match it on an unmarked pattern. So I've got a lot of this because I bought the entire bolt because I loved it so much, and me thinking like I could make myself something like this, but this project might turn me off to this pattern or this fabric altogether, so then I'll just have a bunch of leftover fabric. Okay, so I'm going to cut it out. So I start with the folds, and then I'm going to move on to the other ones, the ones that aren't required to be on the fold, so I can open it up and like mirror image when I cut them so that they're on the same pattern line. I'm going to start with the skirt and move on to the bodice. And then I'm going to lay the fabric out and try to match it and cut from that. Sounds a little difficult, but I'm ready for the challenge. Okay, so that's done. Put it back in its envelope. I'll get cutting out. So I don't want to go in. Why doesn't it want to focus? Okay, so I just finished tracing the skirt, the sleeve, and the center front, and the 2 side panels. And as much as I like this fabric, it's giving me a headache. I've tried my best to match the pattern, so we'll see how good it turns out. I'm using a black pen that erases with when you iron it. I didn't realize, like I thought black would be fine, but I'm having a hard time seeing my lines because it's so busy. I think I've got enough. So what I'm doing is I'm laying the pattern flat, or laying the fabric flat. I trace the front and then I mirror image both pieces on the other side so that I can line up notches, the shoulders, and the hem at the bottom. So that's how I got taught how to do pattern matching. There's probably different ways. Everyone does something different, but that's how I was taught. So that's all I know. So I have 2 more pattern pieces to cut out, plus the collar, which I'm going to do in just a solid pink. I think it'd be pretty cute. It pops out just a little bit. So yeah, let's get tracing. Okay, so I ran out of fabric, so I had to cut another piece to do the back. Again, how I kind of just do this is, you can't tell, I've lined it up really nice. You can't even tell that there's a piece there. I promise that this difference shows on camera, but not to the naked eye. And then I'm going to line the back up, and here's the straight of the grain. Okay, so we're on the straight. This notch coincides with this. I think we're good. So, trace it up. I'm not sure what these dots are, so I'm just gonna mark them anyway. I think they might be something to do with the collar. So many dots, and they're all, like, who knows? And again, you've got 2 at the bottom here. I'm not sure what those are, but we'll mark them anyway. So we are finished with this one, and now we have to bring back this one. Flip it. Let's see, so it matches this one, but now we need it to match this one. All right, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Again, the camera is picking up a difference that you can't see with your eyes. It'd be nice to see, like, something on the back other than that. A little tiny drawing that doesn't tell me a lot. So I'm gonna cut these out. These 2. Okay, it's all good. This is the side front. This is the center front. And here's another center front. And I'm super excited because if you see, if I walk it, it all matches. So that's exciting. And this side also matches. Look at that. How exciting. Here's one. And that looks really good. If anything, I'd probably have to cut this one over again. We'll see. It looks pretty okay. Look at that. Not bad. Not bad. So everything matches. That's good. I need to do a little bit more research on the ones in the back. The 2 buttons on top, I think those are just the top buttons, but they don't coincide with the other buttons. So maybe, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Oh, I almost forgot. My contrasting pink. So I'm making the collar pink. All right, there's my 2 collars. And I don't think that it called for interfacing. Buttons, seam binding, triangle shoulder pads, buttonhole twist, matching thread, snap. Yeah, I don't think they had interfacing back then. Usually with collars, you put an interfacing in, but not this one. I think it looks really nice. Like, I think it's gonna be a really nice contrast. I really like it. Okay. All right, so I'm finished. Finishing cutting out my collar and all the pieces. So that wasn't as bad as I thought. It's hard matching plaids. It's not really my favorite thing to do, but it's really enjoyable when it goes my way. So I've got everything cut out, and next video is going to be me assembling, which is, I'm thinking positive. I've made every single thing on here. I've made plackets. I've made a Peter Pan collar. Last decades, I did a buttonhole by hand. And it's not flimsy, it's like cotton. I'm really confident that I can do a better job because it's not flimsy. I've been putting an armhole in. I don't think I'm gonna do the shoulder pads, mainly because I don't have any shoulder pads. I'm not a shoulder pad person. Shoulder pad person. I just don't see like why you want broad shoulders. No idea. I'm putting pretty much all of this. I've never done darts at the sleeve cap. One thing I've never done. So we'll see how that goes. I think I'm going to pinking shear. Pinking. It just says pink seams. I'm going to do the pinking shears all on the seams to finish them. There's different ways you can overcast them by hand, which I know. And then I can turn in the edge for 1/8 of an inch and stitch separately. Will not be doing that either. So I'm just going to pinking shears them, do it nice and easy so it doesn't fray. I'm very excited to start this project. So tune in to the next video where I get to put everything together and complete this 1940s project. So we'll see you next video. Bye!